Hey, everybody, Pastor Vern for your daily update for November 12th, 2020. Um, as we continue on in our situation with COVID and elections and all that stuff, and we're trying to maintain some sense of sanity with the stuff that flies around us all the time. Um, and there's really we've been talking about some things that are eclectic, mismatched, and relationships and of God and His people, and not necessarily just strictly biblical things. But we're talking about some of the traditions also that have come through the churches, and today's topic is really timely. Um, Today's topic is something that I think we all need to. Politics has been a big part of the discussion recently, and of course, I refrain from publicly stating my positions on politics from the pulpit. I think a pastor who is trying to serve his whole community, that is an obligation of theirs. My colleagues do not agree with me, and that's okay. There's other we don't agree with too, but we still continue to try to do God's work. And today we want to talk about the prayer for leadership and the prayer for people in power. Now, that's something that is somewhat controversial in today's world. Um, I don't have to agree with someone to pray that they good leaders in our government, in our world. In fact, there's a phrase from or a scripture from First Peter 2:17: "Honor all people, love thy brotherhood, fear God, and honor the king." The phrase "honor the king" suggests the early Christians that they should pray for authority, a practice that still continues. The Episcopal Book of Common Prayer, which I have one rather well worn one myself, um, that I use from time to time to for finding of prayers and some of those kind of things. Um, has a prayer in it that you pray every week for the president and the vice president. And it's a part of that common book of prayer that the Episcopal Church has put together. Um, and it is a short prayer, but a prayer that has power to it. And the part of the prayer that is really important for us to hear today is the part of the prayer that talks about praying for the individuals who are in power, that they uh, take divine guidance, that they hear the will of God as they govern, and that they are people who are honorable, people who care for the whole, and do it under God's guidance. I, that's pretty simple. That's pretty. We should always pray for that, regardless of who is in power, regardless of who governs us at this time or that time. Um, I think as Christians, that's maybe the biggest power. Um, we seem to have lost our influence in a lot of other ways in this world and in this country, but the power of prayer, I believe, still has significance to it, and we should pray that whoever's in our country, whether you agree with them or not, um, that they govern according to what God lays on their hearts for their path. All right. Everybody take good care of yourselves, watch out for others, and stay safe. We'll talk to you later.